Welcome to Stoic Reflections. Today, we're diving into a vital topic that touches us all, finding the balance between kindness, generosity, and self-care. We'll uncover how Stoic principles can transform the way you navigate these aspects of life, ensuring you're not burning yourself out just to keep others warm. If you've ever felt like you're giving too much of yourself away, this is for you. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Ever felt like you're constantly running on empty because you're too busy making sure everyone else's cup is full? It's like you're the go-to person for everyone's problems, but when you look around for someone to fill your cup, it's crickets. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? This is where we stumble upon an ancient truth, one that's been around since the times of Stoicism, yet it's as relevant today as ever. Stoicism isn't just about enduring pain or hardship. It's about finding the incredible strength that comes from knowing when to say no, when to prioritize yourself, and how to truly be there for others without losing yourself in the process. It's about mastering the art of not setting yourself on fire just to keep others warm. Picture this. You're the person everyone counts on, the one who always says yes to every request, favor, and plea for help. It feels good, right? Being the go-to person, the one who fixes everything for everyone. But here's the kicker. It's like you're giving away pieces of yourself bit by bit until one day you reach for something to give and find there's nothing left. Suddenly, when the tables turn and you're the one in need, you look around and realize you're standing alone. Why? Because you've given it all away. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism, imparted by thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, comes into play. He always emphasized the importance of self-care. He believed that we cannot be of service to others if we are not first taking care of ourselves. He would argue that our own well-being is the foundation upon which we can build our ability to help others. Without it, everything else crumbles. Let's use the analogy of two neighbors with gardens, which beautifully illustrates this point. One neighbor diligently tends to their own garden first, ensuring it's healthy and thriving. Because their garden is well maintained, they have an abundance to share with others. The other neighbor, however, is so busy tending to everyone else's gardens that they neglect their own. Over time, their garden becomes overgrown, wilted, and unproductive. The moral of the story is crucial: to take care of your own garden before you can effectively help others with theirs. This doesn't mean you shouldn't help others. Stoicism teaches us about balance and sustainability in our acts of kindness. It asks us to consider, is my help sustainable? Am I looking after my well-being as well? Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This wisdom reminds us that we have the choice and the power to say no when necessary, to ensure that our acts of kindness are not at the expense of our own health and happiness. Plato, another luminary of Western philosophy, emphasized the importance of knowing oneself. In the context of being overly generous, knowing oneself means recognizing our limits and understanding that true help and kindness are only possible when we are in a position of strength, not depletion. And let's not forget Carl Jung, a titan of psychology, who said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." This encourages us to look inward and ensure we are not dreaming away our energy on external demands at the expense of our inner well-being. The Stoics, like Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus, were all about the purity of action, doing the right thing for its own sake, not for some reward or recognition. Seneca, in particular, had a lot to say about generosity. He believed that true generosity doesn't look for a pat on the back. It simply gives because it's the right thing to do. He said, "We should give as we would receive, cheerfully, quickly, and without hesitation. For there is no grace in a benefit that sticks to the fingers." Imagine giving just to see the joy on someone's face, with no hidden agenda, or silent tally of who owes whom. This is the heart of Stoic generosity. It's about giving from a place of abundance, abundance of spirit, not necessarily material wealth. When we give hoping for something in return, we're not really giving, we're trading. And let's be honest, life's too rich and complex to be reduced to a mere transaction. This philosophy dovetails beautifully with what Aristotle talked about regarding virtues. He believed that true virtue lies in finding joy in virtuous acts themselves, not in the external rewards they might bring. This aligns perfectly with the Stoic view on generosity. It's about finding joy in the act of giving, in the knowledge that you've made a difference, however small, in someone else's life. Plato emphasized the importance of acting according to our highest ideals, regardless of the outcome. This approach to generosity means giving because it aligns with who we aspire to be, not because we're expecting a return. It's about being true to our ideals, about embodying the virtues we value most. And then there's the psychological angle, beautifully articulated by Carl Jung, who spoke about the shadow and the persona, the parts of ourselves we show to the world and those we keep hidden. Jung's work encourages us to integrate all parts of ourselves, which includes acknowledging the joy we find in giving without expectation. It's a profound act of self-integration and authenticity. Epictetus reminds us that we control our intentions and actions, but not their outcomes. So, when we give, we do it from a place of control, choosing to be generous, choosing to offer kindness without a thought for what might come back to us. This is empowering. It shifts our focus from what the world owes us to what we can contribute to the world. So, here's the thing. Giving without expecting anything back is not just noble. It's liberating. It frees us from the disappointment of unmet expectations and the bitterness of feeling used. It keeps our spirit of generosity alive and well, enriching our lives and the lives of those around us. This doesn't drain us. It fills us up with the deep, enduring joy of having made a positive difference, no matter how small. In today's always-on, always-connected world, it feels like everyone wants a piece of us. Our time, our energy, our attention. It can get overwhelming. Stoicism, with its emphasis on personal virtue and inner peace, teaches us the vital importance of saying no. But let's be clear, this isn't about turning our backs on those in need. It's about safeguarding our own well-being so we can truly be of service to others. Consider the poignant story of a mother who, out of love and care, did everything for her daughter. While this might sound like the epitome of parental love, it had unintended consequences. The daughter never learned to navigate the world on her own. It was only after the mother's passing that the daughter was forced to stand on her own feet. This story, though simple, illustrates a profound truth. Excessive help can stunt personal growth. It's a reminder from the Stoics that fostering independence in others is crucial. By setting boundaries, we're not being cold or uncaring. Rather, we're encouraging those we care about to find their own strength and resilience. Marcus Aurelius spoke volumes about the importance of self-discipline and the wisdom of understanding what is within our control. Applying his teachings to the concept of boundaries means recognizing that while we can offer support, we can't live others' lives for them. It's about striking a balance between assistance and enabling, ensuring our help is truly beneficial and not a crutch that prevents personal development. Seneca believed in the value of self-sufficiency and warned against the pitfalls of dependency. By setting boundaries, we teach others to rely on their inner resources, just as Seneca taught that true happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances or the actions of others. Aristotle's concept of the golden mean, finding the virtuous middle ground between two extremes, applies here as well. In the context of setting boundaries, it's about balancing our desire to be helpful with the need to maintain our own health and happiness. It's a form of practical wisdom, or phronesis, that guides us to make decisions that are good both for us and for those we interact with. Plato's emphasis on the well-ordered soul, one that harmonizes the parts of the self, can be seen in the act of setting boundaries. By defining what we will and will not accept, we're creating internal order, ensuring that our rational, spirited, and appetitive aspects are in alignment. This harmony within ourselves enables us to interact with the world in a more balanced and effective way. Carl Jung, from the perspective of depth psychology, might suggest that setting boundaries is an essential part of individuation, the process of becoming fully oneself. By delineating where we end and others begin, we are not only protecting our psychic energy, but also encouraging others to embark on their own journey of self-discovery. There's a critical lesson many of us learn the hard way. The risk of being perceived as always available, always ready to drop everything for others. It's a path that can lead to feeling undervalued and taken for granted. It's like you're the reliable old car that everyone expects to start in the morning without ever thinking about the maintenance it requires. But here's where the shift happens, a moment of transformation that Stoicism and its modern interpretations can guide us through beautifully. When we begin to set boundaries, to assertively say no when circumstances demand it, we initiate a profound change. It's not just about refusing requests or denying help. It's about signaling a deep respect for our own time and energy. Marcus Aurelius would probably frame it as an act of self-respect. He famously said, "It's not the actions of others that disturb us, but our judgments about those actions." In this context, deciding to set boundaries is a judgment that our peace and well-being are paramount. Seneca offers wisdom that dovetails nicely with the idea of setting boundaries. He taught that true freedom comes from within, from being master of oneself. By choosing when and how to say no, we exercise this freedom, demonstrating that our time and energy are our own to allocate, not at the whims of others' demands. Epictetus would likely remind us that we cannot control how others perceive our actions, but we can control our actions themselves. Setting boundaries is an exercise in focusing on what's within our control, our own actions and responses. Plato might view the act of setting boundaries through the lens of his theory of forms, where the ideal form of helpfulness doesn't equate to limitless availability. Instead, it's about offering help in a way that is sustainable and respects the helper's integrity and well-being. Carl Jung, from the perspective of analytical psychology, might suggest that setting boundaries is crucial for individuation, the process of becoming fully oneself. By marking out our limits, we define who we are in relation to others, which is essential for psychological health and personal development. So, when we start to set boundaries, it's a declaration of our worth. It's telling the world, "I value my time and energy, and you should too." This act doesn't make us less helpful or caring. On the contrary, it allows us to offer help when it truly matters, without resentment or exhaustion clouding our intentions. It's about being respected, not just needed. This transformation isn't just liberating for us. It subtly teaches others to respect our time and energy as well. It's a lesson in mutual respect, a two-way street where our boundaries teach others how to interact with us in a way that honors our contributions and our limits. Remember that setting boundaries is not a sign of weakness or selfishness. It's a powerful statement of self-respect and an essential step towards healthy, balanced relationships. By valuing our own time and energy, we teach others to value them too. This shift not only enhances our sense of self-worth, but also deepens the respect we receive from those around us. Let's carry this wisdom forward, embracing the strength that comes from knowing and asserting our worth. So after wandering through the rich landscapes of Stoicism and exploring the nuances of kindness, boundaries, and self-care, what's the essence that we're left to hold? It's a profound realization, really, one that reshapes not just our actions, but our very approach to life. Stoicism, with its ancient roots and timeless wisdom, isn't a call to retreat from the world or to harden our hearts against the needs of others. Far from it, it's an invitation to engage with the world more deeply, more wisely, with a clear understanding of our own boundaries and a steadfast commitment to our inner peace. This philosophy teaches us a balance that's rare and precious in today's fast-paced, often demanding world. It shows us that true generosity isn't about giving until we're depleted. It's about giving in a way that enriches both the giver and the receiver. It's a form of generosity that's sustainable, rooted in a deep awareness of our own needs and the genuine desire to meet the needs of others. Living a Stoic life means navigating the delicate dance between caring for others and caring for ourselves. It's recognizing that we can't pour from an empty cup, that our ability to be there for others hinges on how well we look after our own well-being. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, all these Stoic sages were onto something profound. They understood that inner peace isn't a passive state, but the result of conscious, deliberate choices about how we engage with the world and where we set our limits. It's about finding joy in the act of giving, without attaching our happiness to the outcomes of our actions or the approval of others. Stoicism teaches us to find fulfillment in the knowledge that we've acted according to our principles, that we've contributed to the world in a way that's true to our values and respects our limitations. And here's perhaps the most beautiful part. When we live by these Stoic principles, we create a ripple effect. Our approach to life, grounded in wisdom and self-respect, becomes a model for others. We show that it's possible to be kind without losing ourselves, to be generous without becoming martyrs. We inspire those around us to find their own balance, to protect their inner peace while opening their hearts to the world. So the takeaway from all this is a call to live boldly and compassionately, with a keen awareness of our own needs and the needs of others. It's an encouragement to set boundaries that allow us to be present and genuine in our acts of kindness. Stoicism isn't about withdrawing from the world. It's about engaging with it more fully, with a clear-eyed understanding of what it means to live well. As we draw this journey to a close, remember the path of Stoicism is not one of isolation, but of profound engagement with the world. It's about cultivating an inner sanctuary of peace, from which we can extend our kindness and generosity without losing ourselves in the process. This wisdom, ancient yet so vital today, invites us to live fully, to embrace the delicate balance between giving and preserving, between being there for others and honoring our own needs. And now, as we ponder these timeless teachings, I invite you to explore further. On the screen, you'll find suggested videos that delve deeper into the art of living well, into finding that perfect harmony between the demands of the world and the whisperings of our souls. Let's continue to grow together, to inspire and be inspired as we navigate the beautiful complexity of life with wisdom, courage, and a boundless heart. Thank you for sharing this moment with me and for being an integral part of Stoic Reflections.